Hello, everyone. Yes, indeed, it is Media Talk at Riverside Theatre. Can't get much better than that. But we are talking about Memphis. No, not the city Memphis, but the final show of the season on the main stage at Riverside Theatre. And I'm here with two members of the cast, and I am so delighted to welcome both of you. And I'm going to just look right here because Kimber Sproul, I have heard so much about your voice. Great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. And of course, we call you Mama, or we call you Gladys, but your real name is Mary Martello. So Mary, it's wonderful to see you as well.
It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
From what I understand, Mary, you were here in Greece.
Yes, I was. I played Miss Lynch, the crazed assistant principal. No, I don't know if I was crazed, but it was a lovely experience then, and I'm so pleased to be back with this fabulous show, which I didn't really know that much about.
Really?
I knew that it had won the Tony, and I knew the vague story, but having been here the last 2.5 weeks and rehearsing it, to find out the journey that these people take, both Gladys herself, my own character, has quite an arc, and she does make quite a transition, which is both funny and touching. But to see the journey between the races in this piece is very moving. It takes place in the early 1950s in Memphis, and so it was before the civil rights movement really got off to a start. And so Huey, my son, in all his crazy single-mindedness, loves the rhythm and blues of the black population, and he does anything he can to bridge that gap and bring that music on into the white population. And they fall in love with it.
If I'm not mistaken, he does this through his radio show. Did he have a radio show? And
Yes.
then he brings it out into what is normally a white listenership.
Absolutely.
And he introduces this R&B, and now I have just learned what R&B means. I didn't have rhythm and blues.
Yes.
Wow. Now this is what is so wonderful, because of course you play the part of the mom, and you mentioned, because we just heard how a 16-year-old who saw rehearsals of Memphis said it is the best show he's ever seen. I can guarantee you he has seen each and every one of them. And he says he's learned so much from it. So this is what we love. So let me ask you, Kimber, have you played in this before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time playing Felicia, and I'm just having an amazing time with her. She's an amazing woman that just knows that she wants more out of life than, to be in Memphis with the segregation and everything, and she wants to sing, and she sees Huey, she falls in love with him, and sees it as an opportunity to dare to dream with him, and they fall in love in the midst of the segregation and, everything that's against them, they still survive, yeah.
And excel.
They do.
This is what I love about this show. And I have to tell you, I have already been promised, it is a happy ending. Everything is wonderful. Is it a happy ending?
In a way.
Yes,
In
it
a
is
way
a happy
it is.
ending.
There's a twist that we can't
Yes,
give away.
there is a twist, and if you believe in the happy ending of fairy tales,
And I do.
perhaps it's not exactly the one that you expect, but it
it's
is a
the
happy
way
ending.
that it should be.
Yes, it's
That's what I love. It's the way that it should be. But I have to say, Kimber, I have heard all about you and your magnificent voice. When did you start singing?
Oh, well, since I was 7, singing in the house, and my sisters are, telling me to shut up, but,
Don't they all?
yeah, but I didn't start, I didn't know that I wanted to do this until I was, in the 10th grade, and I told my mom I wanted to go to school for musical theater, and she was like, I'm not sure, but.
Where was your home?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Aha. And what about you, Mary? Where were you?
Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, boy, and now you are here in beautiful sunny Florida.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, and we
Playing
love
Quite
it.
as
lovely.
the final show of the 2014-15 season at Riverside Theatre, closing out the season with Memphis on stage at the main stage. I have to say, I am so excited about hearing it and seeing it because of the music of the 50s.
Yes.
Wasn't the name Elvis Presley brought up? Didn't he play a song one time?
In the show?
not in the show, but in the 50s, where that was when it all started on the young man's radio
Yes,
program, I think it is.
in the real
in
person.
the real world.
In the real world, the person that this is based on. This is based on a real person.
Yes.
Although the play itself has taken some liberties, but,
Don't they all?
yes, but that is true. Elvis Presley did, on the real person's radio show, get played, yeah.
And you know, the reason I even bring this up is because so many people can relate to that. In the 50s, when you realize that first time you heard Elvis Presley, and that this is really the timing of when this show really takes place, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
That's right, when he was first starting out, Elvis.
Yes, yeah.
was first starting out, that's right.
Absolutely. So, in the music, what's your favorite song in the Memphis?
Oh, how many songs do we have in the show?
Well, there are a lot of them, and you have most of them.
Yeah, they're all amazing. I guess I really like Colored Woman. It's the song that Felicia sings in Act One, and it basically just talks about the struggle that she's always had and her mother, and you know, before that, and she decides in that moment that she's going to take her life and take control, and I really love to sing it.
Oh, all right, we only have about a minute left. Did you learn anything, maybe change a few of your feelings when you played and practiced and performed in Memphis? Mary?
I learned that a woman who is very, very rigid can allow herself to change.
Aha. And what about you, Kimber?
And I learned that a woman who may be limited can make her own limits and make her own way if she
And-
really wants to.
And did indeed. It brings us into the 2015 year of what the world is all about, and
Yeah.
maybe giving us a lot of hope. But really, and incidentally, the show will go on through, and I want to make sure I get this right, it'll go through the 26th of April, and you don't want to miss it. On stage, main stage, and a lot of dancing as well.
A lot of
A lot of
dancing.
spectacular dancers.
Spectacular music. The orchestra is
Amazing.
fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, isn't this
Phenomenal.
wonderful? And who's your director?
Our actual director of the show is Richard Stafford, and the musical director is Ken Clifton.
Oh, as I always say, can't get better than that.
No,
You
it
know, I
can't.
mean, this is going to be absolutely wonderful. I always say, too, better than Broadway. That's what Riverside Theatre is. But you all are just wonderful to be here and take time away from your busy, busy schedule. Can't wait to see you on stage. And, oh, I can tell you, I have heard that your voice, Kimber, goes on throughout the entire town. And what about yours, Mary?
Oh, I have my moment.
Mama has some soul.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Oh, hallelujah. Mom and, of course, Kimber. Thanks so very, very much for both of you for coming
Thank
on,
you.
talking
Thank
to
you.
us about Memphis' final season of 2015 Riverside Theatre. You don't want to miss it.